Okay, today I'm very proud to announce that UAVPAL has now released a new mod, the pan mod for the disco, meaning you can now control your camera panning from left to right as though it's on a gimbal, as well as your standard up and down functions. This has been sorely missed since the Bebop 1 and 2 from the Sky Controller 1 or Sky Controller Black Special Edition. It's just such a fantastic addition to the disco. It's going to allow us to film point of interest. It's going to allow us to get great gully road shots. It's opening up a whole new world of videoing and photography to the disco, which, as you may hear in my voice, I am very excited about. Apart from the 4G mod, which was I've been waiting years for, this was the biggest disappointment with the Bebop 2 when I switched over to a Sky Controller 2, and then with the disco. And even after contacting numerous people at Parrot, they had no idea. Now we've got the Softmod, or the mod, to add to the disco that opens this up for you. Okay, so go to our UAVPAL page. Just do a Google search for UAVPAL at GitHub. And on the front of the main page, it'll obviously invite you to join GitHub, which I encourage you to do, and join us at UAVPAL. Here you'll find all our soft mods for not only the disco but the Bebop 2, and also the videos and the text documentation that you'll need to follow to do the installs. So, as you can see, CamMod, newest kid on the block, so let's get started. Very excited for this new mod. Once you've got to GitHub, on the right hand side is all the current modifications and soft mods that we've worked on, and other information that you might need, such as downgrading firmware and other manuals. But we're interested today in the newest boy on the block, the cam mod. So we'll go click on the cam pan and we will get started. So what I like to do first is just check to see if we need any software that we mightn't have, or any requirements. So always read through the instructions prior to starting your installation, so when you get to a step that you don't have to stop, download something and be interrupted. It's a nice, smooth, easy flow, an easy way to get the job done quickly and efficiently. And first of all, we should thank Mark Bueller, Softus, and MMHS, who are on our Slack group, and I highly recommend that regardless if you chat or not, that at the bottom of the page you join us on our Slack community. It is the greatest community on the net. You'll not only get help with any of these modifications 24 hours a day, there's so much knowledge there that you can get help with almost anything. It's an open community to all users, as long as you're respectful and kind, you'll have no problems. So let's get started, and I'm just scanning through to see if I need to download any software. Okay, so I can instantly see that there's an archive file, so I need to download that, which I've cheated and already done. Now I need a file transfer protocol tool, or FTP tool, which they're commonly known as, and I already have FileZilla, but if you click on this link it'll take you to the download of FileZilla, which is a really easy way to transfer files between your PC and your Disco. This has been done on a PC. It can also obviously be done on a Mac, but these instructions are for PC. So we'll read through this quickly. The Parrot Disco allows the pilot to tilt the camera, view, look up and down via the Sky Controller 2. However, there is also a built-in pan function, look left and right. Unfortunately, it's not available to the user for easy mapping in Free Flight Pro. The video below shows us the feature in action. Obviously, this video just pans left and right and up and down. You can click on that as you follow these instructions yourself. I'm too excited to get started. Running the following instruction will unlock this awesome feature and allow the pilot to freely move the camera around by the L1 button in combination with the J1 button. See picture below. So the L1 button is the trigger on the left hand side, and the J1 is your throttle stick. So if you hold down the trigger on the left hand side and move your throttle stick around, that will move the camera left to right, but it also replaces the up and down function. Now this will be explained further on. Now before you start, please note, existing customers, button mappings for your Disco will be lost. That means any mapping that you've done on your Sky Controller for your buttons will be lost when you apply this mod. Just as a brief warning. However, you can reapply them manually afterwards in Free Flight Pro. So, just go through the same process you originally did. As I said, this mod just, outweighs the hassle of having to do that anyway. The CamPan mod has no impact on the 4G Lite Softmod and vice versa. This means you can have the 4G Softmod, install this with no problem. You can have this installed and then install the 4G mod without any problem. You can remove the 4G mod, still have no problems. So no excuses. It can be reverted easily in Free Flight Pro by clicking the controller icon, buttons mapping, reset. It has only been tested on the Sky Controller 2 with firmware 1.0.7, the silver joysticks. It has not yet been tested on the Sky Controller P2, the black joysticks. The default tilt functions via the left index fingers slider will not be available anymore after applying this mod. Tilt and pan functions are only available by using the L1 button in combination with the J1. Kudos to Aragon and alexiter at RC Groups for the code. So let's get started. I'm just going to turn my Disco on and going to cheat and turn my Sky Controller on. I've made sure that they are all on the latest firmware. This is a brand new Disco, so if I have any troubles, then this will be the plane that it will show up on. Okay, here we go. So you need a PC for the initial setup to load the mapping files to the Sky Controller via the Disco Wi-Fi connection. These instructions should work on the latest OS version of Windows, Macs and GNU Linux. So as I said, I've downloaded my zip already. So download your Campan mod, unzip the contents. Extraction process automatically creates a new folder, Campan XY, whereby XY is the release version number. Ensure Sky Controller 2 is on the latest Parrot firmware, currently 1.0.7. Turn on Disco, turn on Sky Controller 2. Wait until it's connected to the Disco via the Wi-Fi, so you have the green light. Connect your PC to your Disco's Wi-Fi, which we will do now. So, Disco, there's no password, so you should be able to connect automatically. Use an FTP tool such as FileZilla to upload the mod to your Disco. Connect via FTP using FileZilla. Again, there's no password or username. Now, here's something important. You have to make sure that you have the transfer type set to binary, not ASIC or auto. It's under settings, transfer type, file type, default transfer type, and change from auto to binary. Okay, then we need to transfer the directory, the whole directory, across the internal 000 folder on the Disco. On Disco firmware 1.07.0 and newer, then we will telnet to the Disco and run the following commands to extract our mod onto the Sky Controller going through the Disco. So make sure that we're connected to the Disco. Connected. Okay, I will go to the desktop and I will open FileZilla. Okay, we will check to make sure that we are on binary. So we go to transfer, transfer type, binary. It's usually set to auto. Sometimes ASIC or ASCII. Okay, so we selected binary. We click OK. Now, we then go to the host. We type in the IP address, which is 192.168.42.1, and press enter. Now, obviously here it says successful, so we're connected, but if you have messages just running down here constantly and nothing appears on the right hand side here, which is the remote site, meaning our Disco, I would suggest that you are more than likely not connected in your Wi-Fi to your Disco. So I keep all my Softmod and mod files for my Disco and Bebop on my desktop, and I'm going to my September folder. I have extracted my Campan by right clicking and extract here, which will then create a folder Campan -1.0. I'm now going to hold down my left mouse button, click on it and hold down my left mouse button, drag it across to internal and release it. Okay, and the transfer has finished. So what we'll do is, to make sure that we have a nice clean disconnection, we'll disconnect from our Disco by pressing the red X under bookmarks, and we will close FileZilla. Okay, now for Windows users, you need to have Telnet installed. So go to your Start button, type into your command prompt programs, go to Programs and Features, go to Turn On or Off Windows Features. And the reason that we are doing this is because we need to make sure that we have the Telnet client installed. Now, this doesn't happen by default generally when your computer installs its OS. So by going to our Turn Windows Features On or Off, we can choose which features we want to add to our OS. So we go down, we look for Telnet. We need to make sure that we have the Telnet client. I automatically select server as well. As we're progressing, we may need that in the future, so it's just easier to have that done. At the same time, we press OK and we exit out of there. Okay, so we've transferred CamMod to the internal 000 directory of the Disco. On the Disco firmware 1.7.0 and newer, we double press the Disco power button to enable the Telnet server. So when you press it twice, you'll get a cyan, white, and then it will return to flashing blue because you're not outside where it has a GPS signal, although if you do have a GPS signal then it'll be green. You need to open a command prompt and paste the following commands to install the Campan mod. So you need to telnet to the same IP address, and we need to copy and paste this in. So what I'm going to do is hold down my left mouse button, highlight the whole lot, right click and copy, or Control C. Then I'm going to press the start button, type in CMD, which opens and press enter, which opens the command prompt. I'm going to now telnet to the Disco by typing in telnet. Helps if you can spell yet again. 42.1, press enter. Now if you get the /# you know you're connected. You can't Control V, meaning use the shortcut key to paste in the run commands for the code. So we just right click and paste and it should automatically run. There we done. There we go. Done. Simple as that. Once exit comes up, you can either press enter or just close that down. Now, what you need to do is wait for your controller to restart, and you will find that when you connect to your Disco, you will have the side pan, as in the demonstration video, shown at the top of the instruction page. So I hope this walkthrough was helpful. I hope you give it the thumbs up, and I hope you join our video club here, as there'll be more videos coming out in regards to new mods, saving the USB, upgrades for memory, all sorts of things to come in the future. So thanks again to Mark for bringing this out so quickly, and thanks to the community for all your support, and give us some feedback. Sorry about the noise, I'm just using a headset mic. I'm generally not a video editor. So anyway, have a great day. Let us know how you go. Any questions, please join the Slack group. I'd love to hear in the comments how you go, but I can't stress enough how helpful you'll find being in the Slack community, and just how much information you'll garner from there. Okay, have a great day, and look forward to meeting you at our Slack community. See ya.